if we watch some movies, we got some movies to talk about, some good old movie reviews, as they say. I will go first. This is my show. I get to go first.
Okay.
I watched the movie Mowgli: The Legend of the Jungle. It's a Netflix. It wasn't originally a Netflix exclusive movie. It was gonna be made by Warner Brothers, I believe. It was announced 2 years ago, around maybe more than 2 years ago. It was roughly announced around the same time as The Jungle Book from Disney was announced, because the casting was basically announced around the same time, and so on and so forth. Anyway, this movie had a rougher path of being made, so it got delayed to the point where they just sold it to Netflix to distribute it, and I watched it, and it's pretty boring. You know, I totally recommend the Disney The Jungle Book. It's
Which Disney Jungle Book?
if we're comparing the live action one,
Sure.
let's go with
I would even take
either Disney one. This one, the CGI looks off
Oh yeah.
a lot.
Huh.
I know this one was shot differently than the other one. Like this one had motion capture. Like Christian Bale is in it.
Okay.
Like Bill Murray didn't do motion capture when he did. It was Jesse got hired to read some lines. Bada bing, bada boom. Like Benedict Cumberbatch, he's Shere Khan in this movie, and like you can see like his facial likeness in the tiger, and it just feels off. The whole from the get go, from the very first scene where it shows like Mowgli as a baby, like it's like the background's not like you can tell like all the forestry and all that CGI, but it's not believable enough when the humans are walking through or running through. It looks so out of place, it has an issue of like it doesn't want to be the Disney one, so it wants to be a darker spin on it.
Right.
But it like doesn't. It's not kid friendly enough, but it's not enough to keep an adult audience hooked. Like not much happens. It's your basic storyline from the Jungle Book where this baby is found in the jungle by the animals, like a black panther, and gets raised by wolves and yada yada. It follows that storyline mostly. Near the end, there's this stupid scene. So, try not to get into spoiler territory for people who do want to watch it, but there's just like a crazy scene of how do you not see the threat coming when it's like a big threat and it makes a lot of noise, and so it's a stupid.
The audience can't see it, therefore it's not there.
Right. It was that basically, and it's an hour and 40-some minutes long. It wasn't like there was no great moment. There was no redeeming thing. It was just really boring.
Directed by Andy
Yes.
Serkis, right?
The cast is impressive.
Yeah. Is he in it?
Yeah, he plays Baloo. It's
Baloo's in it. It was Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's Shere Khan.
He's Shere Khan.
Christian Bale is Bagheera, the Black Panther. Kate Blanchett is Kaa the Snake.
Like it's a fairly impressive cast.
And I was more slightly impressed with when the casting was announced around the same time as the Disney. I was kind of slightly more impressed with this one than I was with the other one, but that one was more lighter tone and it was nice. There's no giant orangutan in this one, but they almost have that scene in it because remember it's like the monkeys kidnap him and they bring him to King Louis. And this one just happens, but they just bring him to Shere Khan and whatnot.
Okay.
So yeah, so I don't really recommend it. If there's anything else to watch, either watch if you really want to watch Jungle Book, watch the original cartoon.
Yeah.
That's the best you're gonna get. If you don't have that, watch the 2016.
If you don't have the animated cartoon, you probably don't want to watch the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
So that's my thought on that. I give it like a generous 4 out of 10. So that's my thoughts on
What do you give it out of 5?
Out of 5?
Ooh, simple math then.
Like 5's half of 10.
So,
You give it a 4. So what do you give it out of 5?
but now a 2 out of 5 feels too generous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you know why they use that rating system.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So I watched
That's what
that.
you watched?
What did you watch?
Did you watch anything?
Oh, I didn't watch any of these movies now.
But have you watched any movie?
Aside from the one we watched tonight.
Okay, sure.
no.
Okay, yeah.
No.
So I'll go into what I watched. First, I'll talk about. I don't think either of you seen I Love Dogs.
No.
No.
I Love Dogs. Okay. I Love Dogs. I think it came out pretty early this year. Yeah, just a really quirky animated stop motion, beautifully stop motion animation by Wes Anderson, who's one of my favorite directors. He's always directing like offbeat, tragic comedy kind of movies. They're always like, someone, it's usually like a family dramedy
Yeah.
kind of thing happening. Just, yeah, definitely one of my favorite directors of all time. And I finally got around to watching his latest, which, I Love Dogs. Stop motion animated, just like one of his previous films, Fantastic Mr. Fox. And this one's just got a great cast as well, like Fantastic Mr. Fox did. It's got Bryan Cranston voices the main. So I should go through the story, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
It takes place in the not too distant future of Japan, and there is a dog flu, and I'm just gonna spoil it because I don't think much of our audience, would care anyway about the movie. I'll just spoil it right away. Dog flu breaks out, and all of the dogs in Japan get quarantined to a trash island off the coast of Japan, and doesn't matter who you are, even the mayor of this. What do they call this town? It's like Megasaki or something like that. Like, it's not a real place that I know of. It might be. I don't know. I don't know my Japanese. I'm just assuming. It doesn't sound real. Well, what do I know? So, the mayor sends out his personal bodyguard dog, who's assigned to protect his nephew, who he kind of adopts. Anyway, that dog who's voiced by Liev Schreiber. I don't know.
Yep.
Liev, that guy. He was Kingpin in another movie that we saw. He gets sent out. All the dogs, even the strays, they pick them all up because they have dog flu, and they put them on this island made of trash. And so you've got Bryan Cranston, who he's one of the dogs out there. He's kind of joins a group that consists of Edward Norton is another one of the dogs. Bill Murray is one of the dogs. Who rounds it out? Jeff Goldblum is another one, and there's some other guy who's pretty famous, but I can't think of his name right now. They're
not
kind
Jeff
of a
Goldblum
scrappy.
famous.
Bryan Cranston is a stray.
Yeah.
And he's mixed in with this group of all these people who have had owners, and they had cushy lives, but they're all, they all work as a group. There's no leader of the group, but they all make decisions on their own. And little boy comes looking for his Spots, who's voiced by Liev Schreiber. What's his name? Liev Schreiber? Is it Schreiber? How do you pronounce his name? Schreiber? Is it Schreiber or Schreiber? Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's looking for his dog, and he comes across this group, of other dogs, and they vow to help search for his dog, and they say, "Yep, we're gonna help you find your long lost dog." And then they just go on an adventure looking for the dog, and they do some really interesting things in this movie. Like I said, it's stop motion. Schreiber or Schreiber? Schreiber.
Liev Schreiber. I was hoping I had how to pronounce his last name on here.
Yeah, so that he voices the dog that they're looking for. I won't give too much away. Like I don't know if you guys would actually check it out, but it's like a really good movie. Really, but they do some really interesting things with it where all the humans, because it takes place in Japan, speak Japanese, but all of the dogs are voiced by Americans, and you know, so they can talk to each other and they understand each other. And the boy has an earpiece that lets him understand his dog,
Okay.
but none of the other dogs. But they can communicate in an interesting way, and it's really because there's no subtitles either. Like it's by choice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, they'll be set, and you gotta get like to comedic effect.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's like a whole conspiracy storyline that's unfolding in Japan, and then you've got the adventure of this boy with this scrappy group of dogs looking for his long lost dog, and yeah, it's real good. Scarlett Johansson.
So like,
yeah.
like I don't plan on watching this. Like I don't care if you spoil it. You said dog flu quotation.
Yeah.
Is that
There's like a
was there a plot twist where you find out it's
yeah, it was a
Dogs.
manufactured thing. Like the mayor doesn't like dogs, so he manufactures this lie of
Gotcha,
he manufactures this
Yeah.
dog flu, and
oh, so
yeah, but it's real good. Definitely check out some of this guy's other film, like the you know,
I've seen Fantastic
Mr.
Mr.
Fox.
Fox.
Okay,
That was
so
pretty
his
good.
previous animated.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, that's
Because that's George Clooney. Is the
George
Yeah,
Clooney,
yeah.
and you've got Bill Murray. Bill Murray's in all his movies except for his first one. Like his first movie was Bottle Rocket with the Owen and Luke Wilson, and even the third Wilson brother. He's in that.
yeah.
And
Wilson.
they're all real good. Jason Schwartzman helps.
That's his name. I was like, there's a guy that's in all these movies. I can't think of
Yeah,
his name. But
he's not in it, but he helped write it.
yeah.
And yeah, check out some of his other stuff. Really,
He gets a lot of the same people to be in his movies.
yeah,
Because I know Jeff Goldblum's done.
Yeah, he's done. I think since since the Royal Tenenbaums. I think he was in the Royal Tenenbaums. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, Bill Murray's in all of them, minus the first one. And no, it's real good. Yeah. And then I did watch another movie. I actually watched this one first with the family. First Christmas movie of the year, Arthur Christmas.
Oh.
Arthur Christmas.
Yeah.
But he's Arthur Claus.
Yeah.
What's that? What is that about? Why do
We
you call
don't
it?
ask these silly questions. It's a perfect movie.
You don't fit the part this movie.
Oh, crap. Because I'm about to. First of all, I liked it.
Yeah.
You know, it's good. Really interesting take on the whole mythos of Santa Claus.
I think that's what I liked the most.
Yeah, like it's really all down to the elves kind of thing, which is neat. But where should I start with this? So the big question I have about this is, and it kind of opened my eyes to the whole Christmas movie where Santa Claus exists in these realities, right? Where so those movie, you go to the Santa Claus or Arthur Christmas or any movie where Santa Claus does exist.
Why do people not believe him?
Why do people not believe it? Yeah, like the parents would just have to, because they wake up to Christmas morning and it's like, shit, like I put out cookies, I didn't eat them. There's shit that I didn't get for my kids. And it's like, where did this all come from?
Yeah. That always bothered me. Like
yeah,
the Santa Claus movie, the first one, that's probably what bothered me the most.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
It had never really dawned on me until this movie, and because there's in the opening scene, like when they're doing the whole Christmas, thing, and they're delivering the presents. There's a part where, one of the elves is going through a house, and he has to sneak by, because there's the parents' bedroom, the husband's asleep, but the wife's awake, and he has to sneak by, and it's like, well, she just knows that you're there, and you're like, 'cause they're gonna get up in the morning, and there's gonna be gifts there that they didn't buy. And they're mad. So like, why are you even sneaking around? But these are just, nitpicky things. There's nothing.
That is a pretty good point.
Yeah, there's nothing, wrong with it. Yeah, it's not my favorite. It's nothing. It's good. There's some other things I could probably say about it if I can remember. Yeah. I think we can leave it at that. Maybe I'm sure there's other stuff that would come back to me. But,
Thoroughly enjoyable movie though. Like, nice little cartoon. Has some good laughs.
Yeah.
I like the old Santa Claus. Kind of losing it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was funny. Yeah, and there's Hugh Laurie as Steve or whatever.
Yes. Dr. Harris.
Yeah, I know who you guys don't see it. Like I know who Arthur is. I didn't watch this movie as much as you did.
I watched it.
Yeah, there's
Steve's the one that wanted to take over when Santa retired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there was, and I was surprised. So like Steve and Arthur are brothers?
Yeah. Apparently. I mean, that's what their parents tell them.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. They take a lot of liberty. It's already pretty far-fetched here, people, this story of Santa Claus. Let's make it even more so. But yeah, no, it's fine. Also, okay, going back to the beginning again, there's like, it skips. Do you know when it's panning across all the portraits of Santa Claus?
Yeah.
It skips some. I don't know what that was about. I don't know.
Santa Claus.
I remember having that debate in my head. I didn't, have the conversation with anyone because then I'd sound like an idiot trying to justify it.
Okay.
But I was like, I'm assuming that they're walking down a hall and they've got like two sides.
Oh, okay. But then it doesn't sometimes.
That was me trying so hard to justify a plot hole that I caught.
This dude, yeah.
Yeah, I got it. It's like, there's definitely more pictures on the other side of the wall.
But then some of them are concurrent. Like it goes one and then the next, and then there's like two that it like skips some.
They're the Santa Claus no one talks about. It was the dark days.
Yeah.
This is why my parents don't believe in Santa Claus.
Also the beginning. Okay, so there's a point where an elf, they all have these scanners, so they don't know, like there's no list, I guess, in this mythos of Santa Claus. There's no list because they go into the room, right, and they put something to their head and it scans their naughtiness level. And this one kid, his level was like a 70, like 70% nice or whatever, and he gives them like a toy, and then he gets like another elf in another room, and he scans this kid, and his niceness
It's much
he's like
lower.
naughty.
Yeah.
It's like 30% or something. So he scans himself, and it goes up to like 80, and then he gives him a toy based on his niceness level. Instead of, so like this kid that's actually nice, 70% nice, gets this toy, and then this other kid that's naughty gets a toy that's presumably nicer than the kid that's actually nice.
I remember thinking the same thing, and then it's just like, this elf is only 80% nice?
Yeah.
Who in the world is nicer than an elf?
Because you think he'll go hard because he's doing a nice thing by scanning himself to this kid.
I thought that too. I'm like, why is this nice? Why is this elf only 80-something% nice? But then later scenes are in at the North Pole or whatever, and like Arthur's walking through. The elves are kind of bitches, dude. They're mean. Like they're just berating him and like,
That's true.
So like I can see it. Like these elves are not the nicest of creatures existing. Even fucking what is his? His name's like Malcolm Claus or whatever, like the current Santa Claus at the time. Yeah, he's a
He's even a dick to
Yeah, like,
Arthur.
it's not very nice. None of them are nice except for Arthur. And
It's a stressful time of year.
Yeah.
Like every time Malcolm talks to Arthur, he talks down to him. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
It's so bad.
And he's just, he's real bad at his job, and I guess that's like the whole point. So like, it's just a figurehead kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
it's an interesting take. I like it. It's fine.
I like it. It's fine. It wasn't great. I threw it out.
Yeah.
All right.